she used to smother me with what I think was lard and some kind of petroleum jelly. Have you ever noticed how much worse it is when you're ill? How much worse it feels like at night time? For me, I have this particularly bad memory of when I was a kid and I was in the countryside with my grandma for a couple of weeks and I got some sort of flu and it completely wiped me out, you know, like body aches and massive fever and whatever, you know, the whole shebang. And what made things worse, right, is what my grandma's idea of medicine was in this situation, right? So what she did, right, was she used to smother me with what I think was lard and some kind of petroleum jelly, and then cover me with salt, sprinkle me with salt, and put like a ridiculous amount of clothes and blankets on me. So then I was this like quivering mess in this bed full of salt, having fever dreams, and oh my God, how I waited for the morning. And those ridiculous nights. I mean, bless her, obviously she was trying her best, but obviously my track is not about this. It's a much more metaphorical take on holding on. But I have a feeling that this story, this memory, did like weave itself into the title of the track. The artwork for the Hold On single was a lotus flower, and the inspiration behind that was this Buddhist story that somebody told me, or more of a saying, that the lotus flower has its roots in the mud. And originally I kind of interpreted that idea as meaning that beauty comes out of suffering, or growth comes out of suffering. But actually I think my understanding of it has sort of evolved over time, and now I think it's actually trying to say that, or at least my interpretation is that it's everything, it's all part of one whole. The flower, the roots, the mud, whether the muddy water, whether you interpret it as struggle or whether you interpret it as nourishment, and whatever you interpret the flower, whether it's beauty or transcendence or whatever, like it's all part of the whole, and none of it exists without all the other parts. I'm going to talk you through a musical breakdown of the bridge of my track, Hold On. I'm going to start with the bass and this really pleasant sounding pad. And then let's check out the drums. They're actually pretty basic for this track. However, I do have this synth which has got a lot of rhythmic quality to it, so together with the drums it sounds like this. And then finally, let's check out the vocals.
The strongest steel is forged in the fires of hell. Out of the pain, a pearl will form.
When we put it all together, it sounds something like this. Hope you enjoy it.
The strongest steel is forged in the fires of hell. Out of the pain, a pearl will form.
Sometimes when I'm composing, tracks come to me almost like as a whole piece in my head, and then I just have to put it down on paper, or well, proverbially, I guess, on a computer. Whereas other times, as was the case with Hold On, I get some seed of an idea. In this case, it was like that little piano riff at the beginning, and you plant that seed and you just see what it grows into. Originally, I recorded the vocals for Hold On, but I thought that actually I think they'll sound better with a female voice and maybe someone with a little bit more control than me. But this is kind of what it sounded like at the beginning. Hold on, please hold on. Hold on, please hold on. longer. Okay, here's a meandering story that covers blacksmithery, muscles, butterflies, mental health. I'm going to try and cover it in under 60 seconds because, you know, this is social media and all. And so first, have you heard the expression, the strongest steel is forged in the hottest fires? Well, I was a bit of a nerd, so I had to check that one out. And it turns out that's not strictly true, though there is a little bit of truth to it. And next, have you ever seen a butterfly trying to emerge from its chrysalis? It looks ridiculously hard, and apparently it's that struggle of the butterfly trying to get out of that cocoon that pumps the blood into its wings that eventually allows it to fly. Now again, I nerded out, check this out, and it's not quite true. Did you know that whenever a piece of sand or some kind of debris gets inside the shell of a mussel, it really hurts it, irritates it, so it tries to coat it in this layer of sediment, and it does this over and over and over and over again until it turns into a ball, a smooth ball, which obviously doesn't hurt it as much. And that is what a pearl is, and that's how pearls are made. Now I checked this fact out, and it turns out this one is actually true. Those three stories, you just spot the common pattern, and if you did, and you like it, you might like my song, Hold On. Hold On is a pop track fundamentally, which is a bit of a deviation from a usual electronica down-tempo with a bit of kind of a garage twist. But there is this bit in the track which has got like a drum and bass break that comes in and it's quite distorted, and it sort of evokes these feelings of turmoil and maybe even distress.
On North Manchester FM 106.6, this is the Northern Lights radio programme. Right, back to the tunes now. This is another new artist that reached out. It's an absolute lovely piece of music. This is Minev and their brand new single, Hold On.
Vixen 101. This is Minev. This is another new one. This is called Hold On.
Leatherhead's community radio station.
Next up, the artist is Minev. Latest single, 7th of June, all streaming platforms. The track is called Hold On.